Welcome back, guys, to another episode of my top 10 featuring John Lennon solo material this time. This was kind of a last minute idea to use for a top 10, but I'd been listening to some John Lennon earlier and decided to do the top 10. So my top 10 John Lennon songs from his solo efforts or efforts with Yoko. So we're going to go ahead and start with number 10, and it's going to be a song that many of you will know. It is off the Shaved Fish album. It may be off another album somewhere, but I'm pretty sure Shaved Fish is the album that I heard it on, and it's called Instant Karma. And it's basically, I love the way that it comes in. John Lennon had this sort of minimalist feel to his music, and it almost sounded like he was in a small tin room sometimes, the way that the sound came across. But it's the "We All Shine On" song. I love that song. And it holds true a lot of times. People do have instant karma. Well, if you believe in karma, but bad things happen if you do bad things. Usually, at least if you're poor. If you're rich, maybe you can get away with things a little bit more. So that comes in at number 10. Number 9 is appropriately titled Number 9 Dream. This is off the Walls and Bridges album. This was the album that he made when he was with May Pang after he and Yoko separated. I really enjoy this album. I think it's an overlooked album, but the Number 9 Dream is a beautiful song. I'd never heard it until just a few years ago. I'd heard some of the John Lennon solo stuff, but Number 9 Dream was something that I'd never heard before, and I listened to it and I really enjoyed it. I love the production on the song, as well as the dreamy atmosphere of the song. It's different than what you'd hear from Plastic Ono Band or something off Imagine, but I really enjoy it for the I suppose dreamy atmosphere of it. So that does come in at number 9. Number 8 is a song off of Milk and Honey. This was an album made by John and Yoko. And this song, I had heard it as a single. I think it was released as a single as well. And it's Nobody Told Me. Some of the lyrics are like, "Nobody told me there'd be days like these." And I guess it's just more of a reflective song. I listen to this song sometimes when I am throwing a pity party for myself, which I do, quite a lot. Well, not too much, but enough. So, don't judge me. Number 7 is a song from the Walls and Bridges album, again. And this song is called Whatever Gets You Through the Night. I love this song. I love the arrangement. I'm pretty sure he wrote this one aimed at Paul McCartney, but I don't know. I don't really want to. I'm not going to look it all up because who cares? I just enjoy the song. But it's the John Lennon quality that you would hear from Plastic Ono Band album or Imagine album. A little bit different than Number 9 Dream from the same album. It's sort of a throwback sound to me. Whatever gets you through the night, it's alright. So John Lennon, I mean, he's just, the way he could just take simple little words and expand the idea that he had in his head and just get it through to you. So that one comes in at number 7. Number 6 is from the Double Fantasy album that he made with Yoko. And this song is about Yoko, and it's called Woman. And I love the way that John uses simple titles as well. You've got Woman, Mother, God, Beautiful Boy. You know, just simple titles, simple lyrics a lot of time, but the way he arranges the songs and the way he puts the lyrics together, it's just, he was quite an artist. And I mean, he was a member of the Beatles, so that tells you a lot. But it just shows that, you know, after he moved on from the Beatles, he could still produce quality material, hits, anthems for, you know, an entire generation. So Woman. Coming in at number 5, we have a song from the Imagine album, and it's not Imagine. It's a little rinky-dink song that I think reminds me a lot of the old folk singer Phil Oakes. Phil Oakes would have written this song if John Lennon did not. And it is called Crippled Inside. And it's a very folky, jaunty little song. And I just enjoy that. I enjoy that he could change his style and still get his point across. Very folk oriented. And that's when he's talking about one thing you can't hide is when you're crippled inside, and just the way that people behave and act toward each other. The final 4, we're moving down. Some of these are going to surprise you, because John Lennon released so many good songs that it was very hard to round it down to 10. But these are just my 10 favorites, the 10 songs that I listen to mostly. So your favorite may or may not be on this list, so don't get butthurt. Okay, so number 4 is I Found Out from the Plastic Ono album. I really enjoy this one. It's a rocker type feel to it. And John Lennon, he just expresses himself so deeply and tragically on this album, the Plastic Ono album. This song is no exception to it. He screams forth on this album. And I Found Out is just, it's almost a song about growing up to me. I mean, that's how it feels. I found out all these things once I got to a certain age. So that's number 4. Number 3 is one of my favorite songs that I had heard more recently, and I say recently within the last 5 to 10 years. Not, when I was a kid listening to the Beatles or some of John Lennon's stuff I was introduced to as a teenager. But this was just a few years back. And number 3 is Mind Games from the Mind Games album. And this song it's a different style than what you're going to hear again from the first 2 albums. It doesn't sound as minimalist. It sounds like he's using a lot more instrumentation in this. It sounds fuller. It sounds more, the production on it is not as raw. It sounds slicker, even though I know I've said before I don't really enjoy slick production. Well, this is not like slick. This is just slicker than what he had previously had, which was very minimalistic and not as glossy, I suppose. And that song comes in at number 3. Number 2 is the song Mother off of the Plastic Ono album. I absolutely adore this song. This song and the number one song could switch out. I mean, number one and number two could switch out. Some days I enjoy this song more, and some days I enjoy the one I'm about to say is number one more. But this song is incredible. The way that it's almost a primal scream from John, dealing with the mother issue, the issue, the Oedipal complex, the desire for love and care, and the searching soul of a child. And this is the result, when he gets older. I don't know how much of this is biographical or true, but it's a very powerful song, and I'm sure it relates to a lot of people. Number one is the song God from the Plastic Ono album. I heard this song when I was in Sunday school, I think, or whatever. There was a minister, and he was, talking about the evils of rock and roll. So this song was played, and basically in this song, John Lennon states that God is a concept by which we measure our pain, and then he goes through a list of things he doesn't place his belief in, and then at the end of it, it sort of suggests that he believes in his own individuality and his relationship with Yoko. There's kind of a snide remark, a slight at the Beatles in this song, where he says, I don't believe in Beatles, I just believe in me, Yoko and me, and that's reality. So it was kind of a snarky song, but I just love the way that it's written. I love the list, the list in the second section of the song. I love the wrap up of the song in part 3. But this song, it sounds like it almost sounds like he took a gospel sound and wrote this song. The piano, dun da dun 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 da dun 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 dun, and it's sort of just, it's a churchy feel for a very irreligious song. I mean, it's, it could be very offensive to some people if they heard it, but to me, I understand he was going through a certain period in his life, and he was expressing his feelings and how he felt about things. So that would be my number one choice, at least for today. And so that's my top 10 John Lennon solo songs. If you like the video, or you like any of my videos, be sure to click the like button, subscribe, share. I'm here to make some content that people may relate to and enjoy, and I'm open to new ideas. So until next time, you guys have a good evening or morning or whenever you're watching this, and until next time, thank you for watching. Ciao.